Yo, what's up, guys? Today we're going to be making some onigiri. They are rice balls made out of sushi rice with rice seasoning and some seaweed. That's really all you need to do this. But if you want to get fancy, we are going to be adding a tuna, mayonnaise, and sriracha stuffing to the middle. Add some extra flavor. It's not too many extra steps to do it. Tastes delicious at the end. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Alright guys, here's everything that you're going to need for today's recipe. Some sushi rice, sriracha, mayonnaise, a can of tuna, rice vinegar, black sesame seeds, rice seasoning, MSG, soy sauce, and a seaweed sheet. So to get started here, we're going to take our sushi rice and measure out about 1 cup's worth. We're going to take that 1 cup of sushi rice over to the sink, add it to a strainer, and then rinse it. You're just trying to rinse the rice until you don't see any more white liquid coming out of the bottom. Once you are done washing your rice, you add that to a pot here. Then we're going to go ahead and measure out our rice vinegar. We want about half a cup worth of this. Get that added to your pot. Then we're going to use about a cup of water as well. 1.5 cups total liquid for the 1 cup of rice here. Once your rice is covered, we're going to go ahead and set our heat to high and then cover the pot. We want to bring this up to a boil. Once it's boiling, we're just going to go ahead and give that a quick stir. Then we're going to recover the pot and set our timer for 15 minutes. We're also going to reduce our heat to a simmer now as well. And while that's simmering, we're going to go ahead and get our tuna mixture going. So we got 1 cup of canned tuna that I took over to the sink and pressed all the liquid out that I could beforehand. Just adding that to a bowl, then we're going to add some extra ingredients here to really make it taste good. So we're going to add about a tablespoon of mayo. You can use any mayo here. Then we're going to add about a tablespoon of sriracha as well. If you're not a fan of spicy, go with less sriracha, or if you want it really spicy, maybe add another tablespoon. Then we're going to add about a teaspoon of soy sauce to this.
If you can't cook, just sprinkle MSG on it. If your marriage not working, sprinkle MSG on your marriage. Your wife not going to leave you.
So then we're just going to give that a mix. So we're just going to set that off to the side now while we wait for our rice. Now that the first 15 minutes are up, we're going to go ahead and turn the heat off completely and then set the timer for another 15 minutes. And after that second set of 15 minutes has passed, we're done with our rice. So we're going to go ahead and add some black sesame seeds here to the rice. Just adds a little bit of extra color and texture to our onigiri. So we're just getting that all stirred in. And now it's time for the fun part. So this is a bowl of salt water. Just mix in some salt to some water, get it stirred up. But we're going to use this on the cutting board as well as our hands to stop the rice from sticking. So now you're going to want to lay out about 1/4 of the cooked rice. This entire recipe will make you 4 pretty good sized onigiri. So you notice I'm going to set a little bit of this rice off to the side, which we'll be putting on top just to seal in that tuna. And you notice that the rice is sticking to my hands a little bit, so I'm dipping it back in the salt water. Go ahead and press your rice out into just a little pile with a little indentation in the middle. Then we're going to add about 1/4 of our tuna mixture to this. Just get that thrown right in the middle there. And then, like I said, add that other rice that you set aside to the top. And you're going to want to try and fold up the sides. You're basically just making a ball here out of it with the tuna in the middle. See, I'm wetting my hands with that salt water again. The more wet you keep your hands, the easier this is going to be. So now we're just going to press and kind of roll this into a ball. Then as soon as you have this pressed into a ball shape, you're going to go ahead and shape it however you want. I like to try and press mine into a triangle. So you can see I got the tuna back on the board, so we got a flat side on the bottom. Kind of just going by eye here. However you want to shape these, doesn't really matter. I've even seen some real pros shape them into the shape of animals before. But the triangle is easy and makes for easy eating wherever you're trying to hold it when it's done. Now we're just going to set that to the side and do it 3 more times. And now that we have our onigiri rolled and pressed into shape, we're going to cut up our seaweed. I have a full sheet of seaweed here that I cut in half once and then cut that half into quarters. You can put as much seaweed on here as you want, but the bigger the seaweed piece, the easier it is to hold on to. When you're eating these later, you want to hold them by the seaweed to stop your hands from sticking to the rice. So now we're going to get our rice seasoning out and then sprinkle that over the top 2 sides of our triangle. Just get these tops nice and covered. Now finally we add the seaweed to the bottom and plate them up. As you can see, the actual work you're doing in the kitchen is pretty minimal for this recipe. It makes a pretty quick and easy lunch. The only thing that you're doing is giving your rice about 30 minutes to cook, but outside of that, there's really only about 5 minutes or so of actual work cooking. And now we're ready to go. Happy eating.